Well, good morning. Buenos días. Dobry den. Very happy to have all of you here. And I would like to thank all of the speakers for leaving their activities and coming here to the University of Miami to participate in this seminar on the 50th anniversary of the Cuban Missile Crisis. It is a very important event with a lot of repercussions. I also want to thank the Goizueta Foundation, who has provided funding for this event, and all of the staff that has worked so hard to make this event possible. A lot of things we've learned in the past 50 years about the missile crisis, and a lot of lessons have been learned. Naturally, the most important ones deal with the danger of nuclear weapons. Others deal with the need for very, very sharp intelligence. But there are two lessons that are pivotal coming out of the missile crisis. One is the willingness of leaders to challenge the United States and the willingness to sacrifice their country, to even destroy the country in the attempt to undermine and destroy the United States. And in 1962, Fidel Castro was one of those leaders willing to destroy Cuba in a nuclear holocaust in his hatred for the United States. And we have seen over the past 50 years that other leaders from countries and from groups have followed in that kind of a path. And the other important lesson coming out of the missile crisis is that weakness on the part of the American leadership leads our enemies to take on actions that are not normal in normal times. In other words, the perception of weakness or the reality of weakness in the case of Kennedy during the Bay of Pigs and following his meeting with Khrushchev in Vienna in 1961 when he was apologetic about the Bay of Pigs, encouraged the perception on the part of the Soviet Union that they were dealing with a weak leader, that they could do whatever they want in Cuba, and encouraged them in the decision to bring in the nuclear missiles to Cuba and to bring the world into a Holocaust. So I think there's a lot to be talked about the missile crisis, and this is the objective of this seminar, and we have some very distinguished speakers to discuss the events and the circumstances and the consequences of those events. We have a very distinguished speaker to open the seminar, the Honorable Carlos Gutierrez, former Secretary of Commerce. He doesn't need any introduction. He's a good friend, a supporter of the Institute, and I'm delighted to have him.